Welcome back to the Washington Athletic Club. This is the Players' Championship with the World Players of Handball. My name is Dave Vincent. We have pool number 1, round number 3. A very intricate round for Emmett Peixoto and Nadi Alvarado to kick off at 11 o'clock a.m. here in the Great Pacific Northwest. Seattle, Washington. Emmett Peixoto, Nadi Alvarado. Peixoto loses yesterday to Charlie Shanks, but he got a win over David Fink. Nadi Alvarado also a loss over Charlie Shanks yesterday, and got himself a win over David Fink. So these two are actually playing for points and a chance at going after third place. So this is an important match for Emmett Peixoto from Watsonville, California. Nadi Alvarado from Spring Valley Lake, California. 40-year-old Nadi Alvarado. They do have a history. In fact, the WPH kicked off in May of 2005. It's hard to believe it was that far back when Emmett Peixoto and Nadi Alvarado squared off at the Big C Athletic Club in Concord, California for the WPH showdown match between those two, where Nadi defeated Emmett, and that came on the heels of Emmett defeating Nadi Alvarado in New Orleans at a pro stop. But here we are in Seattle, Washington at that amazing show court. Our referee is Aaron Garner for this match, and he's making the announcement now, in fact, as we welcome in Dave Fink into the broadcast booth. Dave?
Well, I'm gonna warn you, Dave. I'm only here to complain and not talk at all about the match. So if that's what you want, I'll stay. If it's not, I'll leave. It's really your call.
Well, this sounds entertaining, so I think I'll just go ahead and stick around with it just to feel it out. I mean, once I make the decision to have you here, do I?
Yeah, you can change your mind.
I can change my mind
you can, actually.
sooner than later, probably.
All right, gentlemen, we have two linesmen back here.
Now, you remember, Dave, the last time these two met on this court was the semifinals of the 2008 Showtime, where Emmett dominated Nadi. Maybe the best match Emmett ever played.
It was one of the best I recall seeing Emmett play.
All right, guys.
Here we are 5 years later, the same protagonists. Don't know what to expect from Nadi. Dave, having a chance to talk to almost every player in the field this morning at the tip around, which you didn't attend. Every player said, you know, I'm really sore. I'm really tired. Charlie Shanks, Emmett, Nadi, myself, who shouldn't be in this tournament, by the way.
And serving today, we have Emmett Peixoto playing out of San Francisco, California.
The 15-point games, Dave, are really a sprint. There's never a time to cruise or chill.
Score is 0, serve 0.
Score here is 0-0.
Short ball.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, these players feel the magnitude of this tournament and are playing a little harder than they would on tour, it seems like. And even if they only played one game,
everyone played
15. Even if they only would have played one match, I should say, yesterday, I still think they would have felt fatigued and tired. I mean, this whole process is a little draining for them.
Well, you know, I now understand what the golfers talk about when they feel so much added pressure playing in the majors, because it's a different level of intensity. It's a different level of concentration that you put on yourself. Now, Dave, I know you know about things like this. When you play in higher altitude, are you less sore because of the oxygen? Because I found playing in Salt Lake City and Denver, I wasn't sore at all, and here I am after just 4 games, and I feel so stiff. Is that just the added intensity of the play here?
I think it's the added intensity, but also at that higher elevations, I think you want to close out a rally quicker. Here, these players are going into 30 and 40 shot rallies because they have the lung capacity to do so. In Denver, we saw a lot more trying to close out the rallies with corner kills and let's just get this thing over with so we don't have to breathe as much. I think if you were going to track the shots, there might have been 600 shots per player per match in Denver versus about 400. 600 here versus about 400 in Denver.
Noel McHugh will actually track that for us, so the speculation will end.
2 serves 1.
Emmett Peixoto has 2. That ball looked like it was going to be long. Nadi just takes care of it. Emmett flexing his shoulder after that.
You know, Dave, having an opportunity to mingle with the players and sponsors this morning.
1 serves 2.
Every person there, Dave, was absolutely dumbfounded when I asked them if they read the previews and the write-ups to this tournament. They all, for some reason, Dave, act like they've never even known. This is what we do every day. Every tournament we preview. We do daily wrap-ups. We recap the entire event. It's all over the internet, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
How do these people not know about this? I don't understand.
Because they're on the court playing handball, Dave.
Okay, they play for 2 hours a day. And then what?
Side out.
I want you to explain this to me. I'm confused.
Well,
everyone here has a smartphone. Everyone here has a laptop.
2 serves.
Everyone here is on the internet.
Score here is 2-2. Naughty does his underhand.
So you're just going to ignore me then?
38-foot.
I'm on a 5-point break. And, I mean, you're just trying to interrupt that?
2.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The deuces are wild.
Point.
Both of these players do look a little bit out of sorts here, Dave, as you're talking about being stiff and sore. Both of these players also at that sponsor tip around this morning. Emmett on the court playing just 15 minutes ago with those sponsors.
Really nice to see Emmett out there.
He was the first one to show up and the last one to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows the system.
Side out.
And that's a shot that's very effective against Naughty. The bounce pass behind him.
2 serves 3.
Emmett Peixoto had not lost to Naughty Alvarado since 2007 until losing to him at the Houston Race for 8 stop this year. Lost to him, of course, Dave, in the quarterfinals there, 25-19. And you remember Emmett had a big lead in that match.
Naughty might get this. Crowd likes that.
You know, you don't want to sleep on Naughty's retrieving ability, Dave. You think of him as just a shot maker, but he makes a lot of gets also. And this is a really good rally. I've noticed, Dave, with Emmett, he has the ability to still play offense, and that's a sloppy shot from Naughty, and he'll tell you that. But Emmett has the ability to play offense after a 30-shot exchange, where most guys have lost their wind and can't get low enough to put the ball away. But Emmett still seems to
3 serves 3.
be able to do so. But Naughty does not want to engage in those type of rallies, particularly here in his third match. Naughty's going to look to try and keep these rallies a little bit shorter.
Emmett is one of those players that the guys on the Pro Tour wish lived in their town, because Emmett would get you into shape. He would be beating
3
you.
Serves 3.
But it would be one of those things where you wouldn't be too insulted to want to go in there and spar with him, because.
But he'd also be living on your couch, and you know he's not the neatest guy. So that you have to take that into account. He also sleeps until 3 in the afternoon. And then he's got a stack of philosophy books that are literally from the floor to the
3
ceiling.
Serves 3.
Okay, well, that had nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Actually, it has a lot to do with what you're talking about. You mentioned you want him to live in your town. I'm telling you what comes with him living in your town. Believe me, I know. So it has everything to do with it.
Okay. Wow, look at that get right there from
amazing.
Emmett. Goes back to the front wall. That's the best shot of the tournament so far.
Are you serious? That was just absolutely
I can't even
amazing
believe
shot.
that. And 6 people.
You're always exaggerating.
Let's go back and take a look at that replay. I'm just pushing that replay button here.
Yeah.
Emmett dives to the back wall and gets that ball to the front wall.
And Naughty composed himself. A lot of times you just try and bury that ball even though it's at shoulder height, but Naughty recognized Emmett moving back in, and he hit the overhand drive pass.
That's why Emmett's so tough, is that he will come right back to the middle of the court again after one of those diving back wall flips.
I'll tell you what's tough. Emmett takes that return of serve revolving door to the right and uses his left hand, and you're not used to that as a player. A guy taking that shot with his left hand, so you're totally out of position. And a lot of times you do get hit by that ball, and maybe it's unavoidable, but you're just, as a player, not accustomed to a guy letting that ball go around the revolving door and taking it with their left. So you're in a position where you're actually blocking it.
5 serves 3.
Oh, Naughty, amazing shot. And Dave, the winner of this match will be playing for 3rd place later today. The loser will be playing in the 5th place playoff.
6 serves 3.
barring any extreme blowout in either this match or the Charlie Shanks Fink match. I do see a blowout in the Charlie Shanks Fink match, but for the guy in the lead. Yeah.
Well, you are playing Shanks, and you could be the spoiler of this tournament.
Well, not really, because Shanks will be in the finals whether he wins or loses that match. And if you were following your pool play, you would know that. Oh, my gosh.
The crowd likes it. Emmett's going to call a timeout. Alvarado at 7-0 here, actually 7-3 with that overhand tomahawk flat rollout. Here it comes. Amazing. Emmett has to call a timeout. Let's look at the replay one more time. The crowd also watching the replay on the big screen TV located in Gallery Central here at the Washington Athletic Club. This isn't something you can teach your kids how to do. Nadi. It's just unbelievable there how he can flatten that out. Emmett immediately calling a timeout, and I believe there should be the 8th point up on that scoreboard.
All right, guys, time in.
Now we have some player interviews.
Nadi serving.
From Nadi and
Score
Emmett.
Is
and
8, serves 3.
Hopefully during this mid-game we can get some of those interviews on. And there's now 9-3 with Nadi getting a crack serve.
Point. 9 serves 3. All right, let's get.
Let's watch the replay here. Nadi just cracks that ball out on that serve.
10 serves 3.
Score is 10-3. Nadi's in one of those serving zones.
Short.
That ball was short. Nadi might appeal it.
Appeal? Okay. Second serve.
Alvarado wearing that yellow jersey from his win with Toddy Severa at the U.S. Open in doubles.
Three serves 10.
Nadi Alvarado putting on a server's clinic here.
Well, Dave, you heard Emmett say, you don't do this against anybody else, and I happen to be up there in the crowd. And
I heard you say he does it against me.
Now, Dave, I did want to ask you what level of tantrum you want to see from me today.
I was going to try to see if I can get the unexpected, and that is not one word said.
No, that's not going to happen. So let's try that answer again. Well, it's going to be somewhere from an 8 to a 10, 10 being the worst.
I would like for it to be a 0.
3 serves 10.
Okay, now I will raise funds.
Yeah.
If we can get you on the court today when you play Charlie Shanks, where there is not one word said. You can't say one word to anybody.
Can I use
sign language?
Gestures?
Yes, you can.
So the middle finger is okay then?
Well, it depends on how you want to use it. They ask you what's wrong, or are you hurt? You just.
So if I hurt my middle finger.
Yeah. As we watch this rally here.
And how does Emmett not put that away?
How is Nadi still in this rally?
Nadi's feeling it right now. And Dave, there are 19 people in the gallery. 4 of them are related to Nadi, which doesn't count. Another one is Emmett's girlfriend, which also doesn't count. The referee also does not count, nor do the 2 line judges. That takes us down to 11.
Short.
I mean, Dave, you've been to pro events. You know that they announce the attendance at every game, and that's all I'm doing here.
1 short serve.
You were at the Denver Nuggets LA Clippers game, Dave. The announced attendance
Second
was
serve.
19,853. I'm just doing my duty.
I like that shot right there. Nadi Alvarado playing smart handball. for a 40-year-old.
You know, there's a rivalry here between these two guys, Dave. Emmett beat Noddy at Noddy's tournament at the Simple Green in 2007. And that was at a time, Dave, when a lot of people thought Noddy was the favorite. You know, Noddy was very much in his prime there. I'm not sure he's far from it now, but, you know, to go into Noddy's backyard and beat him in front of the big cat and the rest of
the rivalry started before that, though.
Well, I know, but I'm telling you, Dave, Noddy's got something to prove when he plays Emmett.
Yeah, I believe so, too.
Point.
Also playing for the who's the best player in California. And there was sort of a rivalry going on of Noddy being the best in Southern California, Emmett being the best in Northern California.
I believe you hosted your first ever event.
May of 2005.
You broke out in hives. You were so nervous about it.
Point.
There's another point for Noddy Alvarado. Noddy still looks
13
like he did 20 years ago.
Hey, he's just an amazing athlete.
Short.
And Noddy, Dave, much like Paul Brady, his misses are even perfect. You know, Dave, I know you know this, but Noddy Alvarado made the semifinals of the one-wall nationals. The only time he ever played one-wall. And Dave, you're talking about a full 32 to 64 person draw, guys that are playing one wall every day their entire life. Noddy goes there and knocks off virtually all of their top players, lost to Joe Durso in Joe Durso's prime.
14 serves 3.
That's what that amazing serve and athleticism will do for you. 14 to 3, just over the line. Noddy going to go to that corner, pinch Emmett off to the right side. And
nice
that's
shot there from Emmett, but you know,
side out.
Dave, Noddy kills the ball so flat that he neutralizes Emmett's speed because you can't pick up these flat rollouts that Noddy hits now.
14.
Emmett's going to pick up anything that's not a flat roll, but just the way Noddy hits the ball.
Well, he goes over the top. That ball stays down. Just
3 play.
Nice to see our referee, Aaron Garner, wearing
14.
his WPH gear.
Short ball. Sorry, I saw it short. Spieling, both agree. 1 short serve.
Emmett, Dave, arrived here with
second serve.
So many stretching and strengthening devices. I mean,
3 play.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, there were bowling pins and cones and rollers and
3
foam.
serves 14.
Well, he's taking it serious. I admire him for showing up at the tip around this morning early.
All right, he's appealing the serve.
At 9 o'clock.
1 agrees, 1
Dave,
disagrees.
Emmett is a master WPH instructor. He is one of only 2 people that have earned that status. Emmett will be at the Canadian Nationals doing clinics there and representing the WPH, so make your reservations now, and that was clearly short, right, Dave?
Yeah, I thought it was 2 inches short. Now they're opening up a new can of balls here, but let's look at that replay again, and the gallery can also look at it. It was clearly short.
I don't know. I think he's breaking the ball with his hands.
They're going to take this play back. The ball's broken. That was a short ball, but the ball broke there. I believe Emmett's going to get 2 serves here.
I did speak, Dave, to Joe Cox this morning. Who
about that play?
Yes,
okay.
I did. And Joe,
describe the play first for those that just tuned in.
Well, it was 12-12 yesterday in the second game of Emmett Peixoto's match with Charles Shanks. Emmett served a short. On his second serve, the ball hit the front wall, landed before the short line, and the ball was broken. The referee threw a new ball down and said second serve. Emmett disagreed, thought that it should have been a complete replay, which meant a first serve. He was overruled by the ref. Emmett then went on to lose that rally and then lose the next 3 points and lose the game. Emmett was very upset after the match. He felt like he had the momentum and he wanted the first serve, didn't get the first serve. We found out through John Bike, through Coach Mike Dow, and also through Joe Cox, who's a level 5 referee, that the right call was made, apparently. Now, it's one of those nuances that is probably not even in the rule book because it's something that would be so unusual.
But here's what's really weird. After that play just now in real time, referee just gave Nadi a warning saying, you give me the ball next time. Don't inspect it yourself. And Nadi's saying, I didn't throw the ball to the front wall. I didn't throw it or bounce it. I just looked at it and saw it was broken.
Nadi is just so good at that overhand spike shot. And that's a terrible miss from Nadi.
That's his timing issues there.
Point.
But we've talked about that before, Dave. That overhand spike shot is very difficult to control, but Nadi seems to be able to control it. He knows the right height.
14.
Going back to Nadi's athleticism really quickly here, I believe Nadi would have been a good outdoor one-wall player, but also a good three-wall player if he would have devoted some of his time to it. Those overhand spikes and the way he can drive the ball, but certainly just his athleticism in general would have been good for the three-wall game. Emmett Peixoto is a top three-wall player.
Well, Dave, Nadi here has all the momentum. He led 14-3 and served for this first game. If Emmett's able to chip away here, he's not going to win this game, but if he were able to earn a side out here and get a few more points, he would have some momentum going into game number 2. We'll see if Nadi can close it out here
possible game points
and maintain the momentum that he's had. He's really played flawlessly here in this first game. He's hit aces, a lot of flat rollouts.
All right, first game. 3 minutes.
And Dave, there's been a lot of chatter amongst the players about this 30-second timeout. There's really no one that's been in favor of it because it doesn't even give you enough time to catch your breath or change the momentum or go outside the court and get a drink of water.
Well, this isn't a 30-second timeout. This is a 3-minute in-between game
timeout
timeout right now, and we're also going to take a timeout. You stick around. We'll be back in just a bit here at racefor8.com.
At Shelters, you'll discover healthy and loving animals just waiting to become a part of your family. Why wait? You can make a difference in the life of an animal. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person and adopt your new best friend today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it comes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teens are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
I don't know.
All right, guys, let's get started. All right, Nadi serving.
Back at the Washington Athletic Club for game number 2.
Score is 0-0.
First one went to Nadi Alvarado by the score of 15-5.
Nadi totally dominated that first game. That's a wild miss there from Nadi. Good start for Emmett to get Nadi out of that service box.
0-0.
Terrible serve there from Emmett. He's fortunate to have another serve here.
Zero serve 0.
Emmett not known for his serving, Dave, but he's actually developed a really nice head fake. Doesn't hit it with as much pace, but the head fake throws the returner off enough so that you can't get a good look at the return. You end up just flipping the ball back, and Emmett's in control of the rally.
Nadi Alvarado serving here. That first one is a short. We sat down with Nadi Alvarado.
Second serve.
Right before this tournament started. We asked him how he prepares physically and how does he get physically fit. Let's go to that interview right now during this rally.
Preparation for the race for 8. It's, I guess now after doing this for 20 years, you kind of just, it becomes a part of your lifestyle. So for me, it's simple to always want to stay, I don't want to say tournament performance shape because it's kind of impossible to do year round, but for me it's a daily routine, Monday through Saturday pretty much, always make it to the gym to do something more so, not just for handball, but for me it's essentially to have a better life after competing, I guess, to make sure that you can enjoy your life after you get beyond the years where you can't play competitively any longer and you want to do other things. So for me, it's just really about making sure that I have the lifestyle post 60, 65, where I can still do things actively and not be, in a sense, crippled by not being, I guess, health maintained is probably the best way to put that. Mentally, yeah,
that's a good thing that he said right there.
Very cool. We want to thank our broadcast team, Chris Garad putting that together, Omar Lemus doing the interviews. Really,
but he brings up a good point. I mean, he wants to play and maintain that that competitive edge, but he doesn't want to kill himself. So when he turns 65, 60 years old, he can still walk and play with the grandchildren and all that sort of thing. I mean, he's at least thinking ahead. It appears to me that Nadi's not going to stop playing handball when he retires. I mean, he's still going to play. He's just going to be more wise about how he does it.
Now he's off to a slow start here in game number 2. He's already made 3 unforced errors, 3 skip balls, but he's also made 2 kill shots.
2 serves 2.
But Dave, I love to get inside these players' heads, talking about how they're preparing for these events, what it means to play in these type of events, and all the other questions that they were asked here at the Washington Athletic Club. Good smart handball here from both guys, driving the ball. Not a smart shot there from Nadi. And that's what happens. Nadi tries to feather the ball into the right corner, which was a terrible shot, and Emmett pounces.
3 serves 2.
And a terrible air there from Nadi. Spikes that ball straight into the ground. Looked like one of his daughters playing volleyball there, Dave.
4 serves 2.
They jump over the net and spike. That's what happens. That's the worst return you can hit Emmett. Back wall set up to his left hand, but Emmett goes for the kill and the ball pops up off that right side wall, and Nadi very calmly feathers the ball into the right corner. That time it was the right shot, and he earns the side out.
2 serves 4.
Nadi looked about half his age in that rally, Dave. Made some amazing gets moving laterally. Emmett had a couple of chances, but Nadi with the paddle re-kill with his left hand there.
Looks short. Looks short to me. Second serve.
Nadi Alvarado takes game number 1, 15-5.
What a shot, Dave, from Nadi. I mean, he's backing up there, Dave, off his back foot. Didn't even have his legs under him. It's a left-handed kill right off the middle of the front wall in front of Emmett.
Four serves 4.
Dave, do you find yourself as a top player also admiring some of these older guys like John and Nadi when they play because of how they've found certain edges mentally on the floor and still able to work with physical limitations of the aging body?
Well, I admire a lot about what these guys do on the court. Nadi doesn't look like he has any physical limitations that I can see. He may be aching a little bit, but he looks like he did 20 years ago. John, of course, Dave, is a little bit physically limited. He's had his shoulder surgery and back problems, so you can see John has found a different way to compete now at an advanced age. But these guys are just absolutely amazing.
Wow. And when Nadi wants to hit the ball hard, he just does it like that. A little extra 5 miles per hour more, and you can see it on that back wall when he wound up.
There's not a lot of safe shots you can hit against Nadi. He can go on offense from pretty much anywhere with either hand.
5 serves 4.
See how that arm motion goes through that strike zone, and Nadi really put some extra MPHs on that.
Nadi has not quite found his serving groove here in this game, and he throws a unbelievable reverse there, Dave, with his left. That ball jumped from one side of Emmett to the other. I mean, that ball landed on the outside of Emmett's right foot, and Emmett made contact with it on the outside of his left foot. That's
unbelievable.
A 1.5 foot hop.
6 serves 4.
Yeah, in film it doesn't look like it's that big, but in reality, that thing is...
Short ball.
Well, Emmett has to find a way to stay with Nadi here, because if Nadi jumps out to a 9 or 10-4 lead, it'll be very difficult to come back.
Oh, that's a nice reverse.
A perfect
I like
shot.
That. Emmett
I don't know how Emmett gets that.
Point.
Emmett has to be frustrated with himself here. Throws his goggles.
Emmett's not.
All right.
He doesn't have a lot of opportunities. I mean, Nadi's playing that well.
All right, 1 minute.
Emmett's done well to get a lot of these serves back. You can hear Emmett crashing.
I mean, you already called a timeout.
I'm not sure what the argument is here.
So,
well, it's whatever it is, the crowd's getting into it. Oh,
but you know, Dave, you can hear Emmett crashing into the sidewall and the back wall just to return these Alvarado serves. That's how difficult they are in that back right corner. And then, of course, he goes to that short crack, and that's unreturnable when it's over the line.
I believe what's going on here is Emmett called a timeout, and then immediately the referee gave Nadi a 1 minute headband change, and Emmett says, I didn't lose my timeout, did I?
Watch this perfect motion here from Nadi Alvarado.
Nadi comes down there, and just see how low he gets to the ground. That ball looks like it jumps up off the front wall, cracks out, double bounces. He does that little Nadi Alvarado skip.
That's like the Tiger Woods club twirl. When he knows he's hit a good one, that's the Nadi skip after he knows he's hit a good serve.
All right, resuming play. Score is 7 serves 4. Short ball.
I don't think Nadi caught that serve quite perfect, because you saw it hit the front wall and go down. Normally Nadi's ball hits the front wall and shoots up a little bit. That's what helps him carry that line.
I like that second serve of his.
Well, you know, Dave, Nadi has created a new type of second serve where, and look at that power.
I like that shot. It's like a nonchalant two-wall pass.
Great shot from Emmett. But Dave, Nadi's second serve, he can actually hit a Z serve, but you have to respect that he can drive the ball down the walls too. So you're in a very difficult spot as a returner. Not a good shot from Emmett.
Emmett's very frustrated right now.
Well, Emmett is feeling like he's run into a buzzsaw, and he has to this point.
7 serves 4.
And Dave, isn't it amazing? Emmett Peixoto defeated a 35-year-old Nadi Alvarado badly on this very court 5 years ago. You come back, Emmett is even more in his prime now, you would think, at 30, taking on a 40-year-old Nadi Alvarado, and now it's just a complete reversal. Generally in sports, Dave, you wait for the greats to get old, and then you sort of start to dominate, but it's not happening here with Nadi.
I think some of these players that have been around are getting wiser, and they get more confidence, and I think Nadi's brain is in a different place, and physically he's still as good almost as he was 5 years ago, maybe better. I think Emmett will get there. Emmett's going to be one of those players at the age of 40 that's going to be a great handball player at 40.
He'll still be in the top 4.
And you think that handball, you need to be 23 years old in a national championship, but I see Emmett making the nationals at 36, 37, 38. Because he's going to just get more smart. He's going to have more confidence, more court savvy.
All right, replaying 8 serves 4.
That's where I think Nadi's at. That's why I would not rule Nadi out in a national championship if he were to try to play. I don't think he's going to go to Iowa this year. But look at that shot from Nadi Alvarado.
Point.
Yeah, Nadi has told me that he's not going to Iowa.
Danny Bell made the finals at 44.
9 serves 4.
But it isn't about the play on the court necessarily. When talking to Nadi, he says that coming back from a tournament, beautiful shot right there.
Dave,
not
that's
a corner
two
kill.
shots in a row, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. We'll get back to that. But Nadi just put the perfect spin on 2 right corner kills in a row. The fly kill where he just flipped his wrist at the last second and kept the ball down. That time he's off balance, but he just flicks his wrist just so that he catches the corner and makes the front wall. Because normally, Dave, you're off balance and you hit the corner, the ball hits the sidewall on the floor. But Nadi has enough savvy. But Dave, back to your point. You were talking about Nadi going to tournaments, and I interrupted you.
No, that's great. That shot was amazing, and you're right. He had to have a lot of body control as he went down there. But I'm just saying, Danny Bell won at 44, and I believe Nadi could still be a threat at a national championship. I don't think anybody really beats Paul Brady, but Nadi, I don't think the trip would be worthless if he went.
Second serve.
It's hard to justify spending a week at a tournament and not having a good chance to win and calling that worthwhile.
Wow.
Particularly when you're a guy like Nadi Alvarado, who's been either the best or the second best player in the world for 15 years. And maybe now I'm speaking more from a player's point of view.
11 serves 4.
There's a point. Nadi gives himself
check the ball.
Gives himself a round of applause there, because I know that he's been searching for that crack. Emmett goes over, grabs the ball, sticks it in his mouth, and tries to bite it in half.
Emmett's a vegetarian, Dave. I don't know if that broke his code there or not. I'm not sure what this rubber is made.
You see, Nadi doesn't want to have anything to do with the ball.
All right. Last score was a point.
I mean, is that like Mike Tyson biting Holyfield's ear?
12 serves 4.
Handball equivalent?
Is it?
I'm asking you.
Short.
That'll be appealed.
He's appealing. Both agree. Call stands. Second serve.
See if not he shoots this ball behind himself here.
That serve is so tough to handle because it's coming across your body with so much speed.
Yeah, but it's just like breaking in on you. It's like jamming you. That's one of the rare misses that we've seen from Nadi today.
Side out.
Well, Nadi should have put away the first back wall shot. Emmett just did get his hand on it.
Serves 12.
But we'll see if Emmett biting into this ball changes the momentum of this match at all. Big setup here for Nadi.
Smart play. I thought Nadi overplayed that at the beginning, but he's able to go over the top of the ball, and seeming like Nadi can overplay a ball, and it works into his strengths of going over the top.
Serves 4.
Puts it right back down that right wall. Nadi has this ability too, Dave, that
short.
he seems to be able to see exactly where people are behind him. And out of the other players like Dave Chapman, Nadi's one of the rare breeds that just knows where you're at.
Yeah.
And those are great instincts to have when you're playing Emmett, because Emmett seems to know where you're going to hit the ball.
Side out.
Yeah, Emmett's got not only speed but anticipation. But Nadi neutralizes that by knowing exactly where Emmett is all the time and flattening the ball out. Now, Nadi has not scored since Emmett has taken a big bite into this ball.
Point.
Dave, I believe Emmett will come back and win this game because of that bite.
5 serves 12.
It'll be bite gate here at the Washington Athletic Club. This will be another point for Emmett.
Point.
I'm just going to go ahead and etch my points before the rallies even end. That's how I do.
6 serves 12. Point.
Dave, since bite gate, Emmett is outscored Nadi 3-0.
Seven serves 12.
Make that 8, make that 4-0.
Point.
Dave, since bite gate. This is the
8 serves 12.
by far the best run Emmett has had in this match. He scored only 4 points in the first game. And now Emmett is starting to do his thing, Dave, which is controlling the center of the court.
Point.
Nadi's going to have to call a timeout, right,
30
Dave?
seconds, Nadi.
He just did.
30 seconds.
You're watching the WPH Race for 8. This is the Players' Championship in Seattle, Washington. We're at the historic Washington Athletic Club, where it's all inclusive here. They've got the inn, they've got the restaurants, the sports bar. You can stay at the hotel. Workout facilities galore here. This is a really amazing premier handball facility for those that are traveling out of town. Certainly make it one of your stops in Seattle, although there's so many things to do in this beautiful city. Emmett Peixoto up against Nadi Alvarado here. It was Alvarado winning the first game 15-5 and up big 12-4, and now we're seeing a 5-0 run.
Since the ball was bitten in half by Emmett.
You're gonna have to explain that, I think.
9 serves 12.
Emmett lost the
Screen.
The 12th point. Was so frustrated that he took the ball and bit it, Dave. Actually bit down on it.
2 serves, 1 screen.
Oh, and that's unlucky there for Emmett. You can see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your warning, okay?
A lot of warnings issued at this tournament, Dave.
What was that warning for?
That was a technical for inappropriate language.
12 serves 9.
What about the warning that Aaron gave Emmett yesterday for the same thing?
Everything's a warning.
It's
short ball.
A new day, right? New day, new set of warnings?
I suppose.
Second serve.
Nadi now is not in his groove at all right now, Dave. A great second serve, though. And now Nadi finally off the schneid, as Emmett had put together a 5-0 run. Nadi puts that to an end with a beautiful right corner kill. Now just 2 points from advancing to the third place final.
He might get another point here.
Well, you're not going to get a lot of points with pass shots against Emmett. And he short armed that, Dave, just a little bit. Didn't get the full extension on it and tried to guide that one in instead of swinging through it like we've seen him do so well throughout this match. Big opening here for Emmett, Dave.
Serves 13.
You know, a lot of players are talking about this week. You just never feel like you're out of a 15-point game. What a shot there from Nadi. Unbelievable.
Well, that was just a terrible serve from Emmett, though.
But
I mean,
still
give
has to
Nadi
make
the
the
credit.
shot.
Yeah, give him credit, but Emmett just put it on a tee for him.
13 serves 9.
But Dave, you know, in a 21-point game, if you're up 15-5, you can pretty much cruise and know that it's just about over. But here in these 15-point games, you could be up 12-6, but you know it's not over. You get a guy with a good serve, and most of these top guys have a good serve. That's 3 points right there within 40 seconds.
Serves 13.
Just over the line.
Great
I like
return.
that shot from Nadi. A little poke fist that just clips the corner.
Short serve. Both agree.
What a shot from Nadi. Dave, is he going for that deep two-ball?
I don't think he's going deep. I think he's just trying to pass it right about the short line, but he hit a little too far and got the side out. Now the writing's starting to get etched onto the wall here.
I actually didn't start etching yet, which is unlike me, as you know, Dave. I'm an early etcher.
14 possible match point, serves 9.
But I'm not counting my chickens just yet. And Dave, it's so frustrating when you take the ball up to the ceiling when you could have done something else and you just leave a huge setup for your opponent. And that happens a lot.
14.
You tell yourself, you know, you might as well just go for your kills because hitting the ball to the ceiling just gives my opponent a huge opportunity.
Well, you have to give Emmett credit here. He is fighting back, and it's 10-14, making this one interesting and a little bit more tense.
I'm tense. I mean, I haven't etched yet, Dave. So you know I'm tense.
10 serves 14.
And, you know, sometimes you play your best handball when you're down match point because you've got nothing to lose. You just let it all hang out. And as the player with match point, you're a little bit tighter. So that's why you see a lot of big comebacks.
It's the first time we've seen that return from Nadi.
And Emmett has to be frustrated because he had his favorite shot,
Need a towel?
which Dave will take a quick instant replay. That you'll hit the instant replay button. Emmett had his left hand off the back wall, and not only does he not put it away, he gives Nadi a look at a re-kill, and Nadi dives in and puts it away. So this should have been the 11th point for Emmett. Doesn't hit it low enough. It's Nadi who gets just enough of that. And Dave, I believe that was 2 bounces, right?
Well, Emmett reached up and said 2.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 2 bounces.
Strange because that wasn't quite as low as most of the shots Nadi hit, but I think Emmett was just out of position. Well, Emmett was in a pretty good spot there. I'm surprised he didn't get that, but Nadi's ball stays down, so even when it's not quite as low on the front wall.
Here's game and match for Nadi.
Short ball.
I thought that was good, Dave.
I did too.
Short, he's appealing. Both agree.
But we're not going to look at the replay.
No.
Now,
Dave,
what does this mean for pool number 1?
Second serve.
Well, Nadi will be playing in the 3rd place final if he wins this match.
So he takes second in his pool then, if he gets this last point.
Yeah. And he gets it.
Match.
And Nadi Alvarado takes down Emmett Peixoto. Coming up next, we have Sean Linning and Luis Moreno right here on the show court. We're going to take a quick break. Nadi advances now to the 3rd place final tonight at 6 p.m. after he defeats Emmett Peixoto by the score of 15-5, 15-10. We'll have more handball right around the corner. Stick here at race8.com.
At shelters, you'll discover healthy and loving animals just waiting to become a part of your family. Why wait? You can make a difference in the life of an animal. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person and adopt your new best friend today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it comes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.